was one of the first things I did when I kicked the server on.
Yes.
Oh, friends, normally I'd be here telling you a whole spiel of words, but the only important thing that happened last episode is that a man fell out of the sky and didn't in fact die. And then some people talk shit about dragons, people got angry about it, and now you are seated before a dragon, talking to a dragon about dragons. Happy Halloween.
Sparky wants to have the talk.
Sparky does want to have the talk. Sparky's open. So you are all exhausted, even though you've just woken up. You still have the exhausted tag. Moving forward will be fairly difficult for you. You essentially have to just waste the day. Like, it's mid-afternoon when you've woken up because you stayed up so late. You're gonna have to just stay up through the night and then sleep through the next morning again. To wake up in the afternoon and figure out your sleep schedule some other time because you got dragons to kill.
I mean, if you're exhausted, can't you just do back-to-back 8-hour long rests?
Unfortunately, that's not how sleeping works.
I've known people who slept through entire days because they're being rude.
Me too. But unfortunately, you can't do that on command.
Just do it.
Sir Rion McPhee and his attendant squires are going to continue their patrols. I mean, you disrupted their schedule, but they're already in a fairly disrupted state existing out here. They are trusting you to look after the rock in the swamp, which you are currently drilled into and reside inside. They watched over you in your sleep, even though there's been some tension between your two groups. Just to make sure you guys are all right. Now that you're awake and alive, they are shuffling out to resume patrol. So, that's the scene we're looking at. Sparky is sitting on something approximating a rock, tenuously clinging to it. You know, it's like a stalagmite, and they're like wrapped around it oddly, like a cat snake, essentially. Trying to be above you, looking down on you, which is difficult for them to do for anybody besides Kithtrix. You are spread out among an area that is filled with cots and hammocks, a small fire pit, and everything you need for a daily camping life, and your own stuff. Do you have questions you even want to ask Sparky? I mean, some people may not want answers to what's going on.
Well, it feels like Sparky was about to exposit.
No, Sparky is not expositing. Sparky is willing to answer questions. They have exposited as much as they want to exposit during your travels. They've told you who they believe they are and what they believe their mission is. But you all are in deep.
I'm probably just gonna start whittling something.
Okay.
I will hum a happy tune. Try to bring up the mood.
I think Godric's cooking with whatever supplies we have.
All of the raw onions in the local area summoned to your hand.
I think Chad established last time, you know, that we got swamp food, swamp games, so we could have like frogs.
Oh, yeah. Okra and the reeds. I forget what they're called. The corn dog looking reeds.
The cattails.
Cattails. There you go.
Yeah.
Kithtrix, it's down to you if you want to ask a dragon questions.
So I haven't actually asked you, Sparky. I mean, you know that we've been sent out here to find these dragons. How do you feel about that?
What these dragons are doing is a problem. They act as the face of a campaign of terror 1,000 years in creation. This is but the first step towards the doom of the planet underneath the forces of evil. Whether they are stopped or not stopped may cause grave peril for the people of this time, but it is but the opening act to a play that will stretch centuries into the future before the final climax, for which I must be present.
Okay, I just want to make sure. I don't want to ask you to do anything you're not comfortable doing. So if I do, you just got to tell me and I will let it go.
I would make a similar offer to you. I would never ask you to do something I'm not comfortable with.
Okay. I mean, we probably still need to, but I don't think we're going to be very effective today. If there is a green and a black dragon out there, and we want to do some good here, we probably need some more rest.
Sparky turns and sniffs the air and says, "Paint of the black dragon remains, but none of its presence is here. It may have layered here, but it is no longer in residence. You have but a single drake to contend with."
Still, green dragon is nothing.
There is no dragon which is not nothing.
No, I guess that's true.
Especially when it can fly, because I'm kind of useless.
You are not
No.
useless, Tunira. You have many capabilities.
And we have discovered that we can fly. Well, at least Godric can.
Falling is not flying.
It's falling with style.
That is called gliding.
Flying is just falling and missing the ground, which is exactly what Godric did.
That is a pedantic understanding of physics, which is not inherently in line with the way the magical realm works.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm just being silly.
I understand. It is simply in your nature, Kithtrix. I like it. It is okay to take time in life to find joy.
Because you got to admit, it was pretty impressive following that fire and then living.
I am perplexed at his continued life. He seems a doomed man to me, surrounded by the shadows of dead who haunt him continuously, judging him. And yet, he works so hard to stay alive.
No, I'm not going down that easy. If I'm going down, I'm bringing people with me.
What do you mean by people?
I mean,
Not
present
your
company excluded.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, Tanira,
Yes.
it's been pretty hectic, several hours / day. I guess we never really had that conversation about that. Everyone got that vision, right? Right as we were leaving the fog. Is there anything that we should know? Do you need help with something?
Not really. She just keeps looking at her whittle and continues.
Okay, because we're all friends here. If you need anything, we're all here for you.
I appreciate it.
I give a significant PC glance to the other PCs.
Sparky also gets in on this.
Yes, you've all become quite good friends. Stalwart companions. I'll be brief. But yeah, whatever one of you needs, ask. It's that simple.
All right, well, while we're here, I might just take a bit of a look around this cave, see if the black dragon left us any clues. I'm sure my sleep-addled mind won't be a hindrance at all.
As you begin exploring the cave and moving upwardly, you practically run into a centaur. He goes, "Whoa, ho, ho there, halfling friend. Oh, small child. Little girl?"
So, hold on, back up a second. So, is the centaur wearing any uniform, armor, anything that would indicate, are they deeper in the cave? Are they coming into the cave?
The part of the cave you are at,
yeah,
the rock is driven into the ground like an iceberg, and you are at the bottom of the iceberg in like a bubble that has naturally been carved out, naturally being subjective to your understanding of how this has happened.
The Avatar.
You have to you have to take paths to go back up to reach the surface level, essentially.
Okay.
You are on such a path to leave the bottom level when you run into a centaur. They have a messenger bag, a sash, and a very fancy cap that has 2 wings on either side of it.
Oh, Guineria, I think there's someone here for you.
Here, of all places. I can't do anything without being spied on.
So we're talking this centaur. The horse part is like a beautiful like rowan, and the upper torso is solidly built Greek statuesque level. He reaches into his bag and pulls out a letter addressed to Guineria. Sorry, I gotta go get your elven name. Las Thul, the Canaan star at the Rock of Jith-Naharashkin on the current time and day that you are at. And the centaur's just like, yeah, I didn't really expect to find anyone here. I've passed the Rock of Jith several times, never seen anyone here, didn't know this was his full name. I've also got this for you. And they reach in and they pull out a wrapped package that is very clearly a set of bottles inside like a paper wrapping. Came with the letter.
Oh, fantastic.
So they offer you this, and then they politely hold their hand out.
I fish around for a gold coin today.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, they bite it real quick, respectfully as possible, just to make sure it's real. He goes, sorry, sometimes people give me wood transmuted into gold or illusioned. I just wanted to make sure not to get my hopes up.
Oh, well, no, wouldn't do that. No.
Have a nice day as they begin charging, clumping up out of the Rock of Jith.
Look, Kithric's gifts. Lovely. I wonder what it is. But first we should read the letter. The letter is polite to read first. Yes.
It says, daughter, by the time you have reached this, I will no longer be of the Canaan star. My powers of prophecy will have left me, for I have foreseen that you will be of the Canaan star quite soon. Know that my bloodline, and thus yours, is touched by the Fey realm. When I say this, know that it is not an exaggeration. Creatures of the fairy are directly tied to the plane. The plane itself is sentient, and part of that now resides in you. All that happens there is but a puppet show. You too now bear a string which has once attached me. However, it should grant you many gifts. This will be my last letter for some time, as I can no longer find you. I can only hope that you will tell me where you are headed. Your father has included 4 potives, which he has personally crafted out of a dead kraken. I hope that these will equally serve you well. Love and kisses. May the Canaan star guide you ever forward as it has me, your mother.
Ooh, this is heavy stuff.
I think. Well, if Guineria is reading that standing up, then I think Kithrix is like behind her, like hopping, trying to see. Like,
It's written in Elven. Can you read that?
I can read Elvish. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Go ahead. Let me hold the paper so that she can read it.
Oh, that's
Sad.
lovely.
She's
If a little
in a way-
passive aggressive.
Well, she's so used to seeing everything and understanding, and if part of that is going away, that's quite sad. It's quite sad. That
Yeah,
is
I guess.
a piece of her nature that she's giving up, but
But
something
hey,
that
you get it, apparently.
apparently now to learn how to use it.
All right. Let's try it. What number am I thinking of?
4,263.
Nah, you're wrong. I wasn't thinking of a number. I'm just joking.
Got him, James. Absolutely got him.
Can I look around for any alcohol that they might have left behind?
He did leave some alcohol behind. Are you going to just take it?
Yeah.
What's in the present?
Well, let's see what Father sent. Crafted from a kraken. Must be potent stuff.
You have seen health potions before. They are not this color. Maybe you forgot to add the food coloring dye. They are pure inky black with, you think there might be chopped up pieces of eye in there. There are 4 such potions.
Do hospitals in the US use charcoal to
Yes.
treat drugs? Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I'm thinking of.
Yes. It's very similar to that, except it's made out of Kraken ink.
And they're supposed to be healing potions.
Would you like to try to identify it?
Yes, please.
Do you have the identify spell?
I do if you don't.
Nope, I do not. I
All right.
I had to choose, and I
I
chose
Crack my
Mage
knuckles.
Hand.
All right, let's get this ritual magic going.
Okay, you're gonna spend 10 minutes.
Yep.
Okay. These are potions of greater healing. Each of them will heal 4d4 plus 4 hit points. It is unusual to you because so how it happens is you cast the spell, your ranger spell on.
It's a
Oh, you cast a cleric spell. Oh my goodness, even better.
Yeah.
All right, you cast it on the potion bottle, and you hear a whisper in your ear. I am here to guide you. What you possess is a greater healing potion, which has been crafted from the husk of a dead kraken by a great master of the ranger arts. Impressive.
Thank you.
This has been your use. The identify spell. Walk ever with the gods. Sound of the wind going past you, even though you're underground and there's no breeze here.
Yeah. Oh, I'll explain. These are greater healing potions.
Oh,
Apparently,
Lovely.
the wild or the wild is taken with your father's skill of alchemy.
well, he's had many years to perfect many skills, and I know that fighting and the biggest of foes and collecting certain key ingredients has always fascinated him. So he dabbles. We'll be grateful for it. I'm sure we'll need them. That's a grim thought.
Tanira, as you are chugging on this alcohol, you hear a voice call out in Infernal. Does anyone else speak Infernal?
Nope.
Hello, hello. Anyone down here? Someone comes around the corner. They are 3.5 feet tall. They are a mottled red and black, sinewy, very tightly pulled skin over muscle. And they are also surrounded by an aura of like poisonous flame. Oh,
So the
you
rest of us-
Tanira then?
Depends who's asking.
I mean, are you Tanira?
Yes.
You've been served.
So, am I at a restaurant?
And a poisonously green flamed rune comes out and hits you in the chest. See you in court.
For what?
Sorry, this is the Rock of Jith Narosh Keen, right?
Sure, I guess.
I don't suppose you're Gunaria Leafwind Kithtrix Duskblade in Godric Deepbottom?
I mean, do we hear our names in common? Well, because
You hear your pronouns.
Proper nouns, yeah. I mean, yeah. I walk over when I hear my name.
You hear your proper nouns.
Yeah.
They switch to Elvish first and repeat the question.
Yes, I am Kithtrix Duskblade of the Western Wood and apprentice, not tire, of the Knights of etc. Sky Knights.
I think Godric looks up from his cooking pot, but I don't think he's.
He says he
responding
repeats
to
it again in Dwarvish for Godric Deepbottom.
I think Godric lets out like an exasperated sigh and says, "Yeah, you found him."
Lady Guineria?
Yes. Hello. How may I help you?
All right. Their voice changes at this point. All of you can understand what it's saying, regardless of what you speak, as it switches to telepathy.
All of you stand summoned to the 7th Inferior Court to act as witness in the trial of Tanira.
Okay, then. Enjoy your day.
What the hell? Is this rock like known to everyone? I thought this shit was supposed to be
Apparently.
secret.
Nope. I fear wherever I go, someone can find us. It's just the nature of Canaan stars and prophecies and visions and.
In the middle of the cave, everything gets blown out towards the walls. Loose papers fly. Dust goes everywhere. A flying carpet with a djinn upon it appears, and he says, "Ah, friends, I see I have arrived at the proper time and place to take you to your court summons in the 7th Inferior Court of Hell."
Does anybody
Yes?
knock
No?
anymore?
Have you been informed of this? Am I too early? Too late?
He just left like 2 seconds ago.
All right, well, let's get this planar shift spell underway. Yes, hop on board.
Now,
Is this a
that'd be
joke?
enough out of you.
Oh,
Hold on one moment. My comrades and I need to confer.
all right, I'll leave the meter running.
We're not the ones paying. It doesn't bother me. Huddle in, everyone. Huddle in. Hi.
I think Godric waddles over to the group huddle. It's like a slow, ponderous, like side to side.
It's not like we're doing much of anything else, and I know we're all kind of still exhausted, but Tanira, do you know what's going on?
Maybe have something to do with the vision that we had earlier. I can't believe this is happening right now. This is so annoying.
I
But,
know.
like, what happens if we don't go?
Oh, I think
Well,
we have to go.
you may be found guilty in absentia.
Oh, that's never good. That's never good.
I don't know any of those words, but
I mean, it's hell, right? So
so
we're gonna play. We're gonna play. If we play by their rules, we'll be okay.
but we've been paid to do a job, and if he takes us away from that, then what? They fight the wyvern by themselves?
I mean, I'm sure this is something that can be cleared up easily.
And if it can't,
Well, then you have your friends with you.
fuck. I'm gonna take another swig of my alcohol and say, "All right, floating man, take us away."
Just step on the rug.
Come on, Sparky.
Step
Let's
on
go.
the rug.
Yeah. Godric writes a note on the cooking pot and takes it off the fire and tells it just says help yourself and then leaves.
Reheat
Gone to
when
hell.
needed.
We'll be back.
Yep. Gone to hell, be back in 15 minutes.
You feel something happen as you travel to a place that is an uncomfortably warm temperature with a
For some people.
insidious dryness. However, Sparky has not traveled with you. They were on the rug, and when you arrive, they are not present.
It's not good. Kithrick, where's the dragon?
I turn to the Jinn. Where's our friend, our dragon?
Oh, the dragon was not invited to the 7th Inferior Court of Hell. Listen, don't worry. I know you're worried about your pot. When this is all done, you will be returned to the moment before you received the summons with all of your memories wiped. Or you will stay here and suffer in eternity, Tanira, depending on your sentence.
I don't like any of those options.
Well, it's hell. Anyway, I've got more calls to get to.
Tired of people saying things and then disappearing.
He's only getting 3 stars.
Yeah, for real.
Someone steps from behind a pillar of salt, and they're like a goat with horns that curl forward rather than backward. Except their skin is pure blue, and they appear to be wearing armor made out of ice. Hello, is this the party of Tanira and witnesses?
Yes.
Oh, excellent. All right. Let's go through the hall of your greatest fears and get to the 7th Inferior Court proper. I am the secretary of the Grand Judge. Do you have any questions about the process so far or going forward? You know about the memory relapse? Yes, question.
I have a question.
Yes.
So you got us all right after a fight when we are all tired.
Yes.
Is Tanira like entitled to a solid defense that, you know, maybe she could be restored to? We could all be restored to a rested state before we try and answer your questions, rather than
Oh my!
us coming with some sort of mistrial later, claiming that we were questioned under duress.
This is how there is no mistrial. That's a. I don't even know where you got that idea from. What a mortal conception!
What's this Hall of Fears all about? Do
Oh
we all
no,
have to go
Hall
through it?
of Greatest Fears.
Oh,
It's just something we
Wonderful.
make everyone pass through in order to enhance their suffering while they're here. Even though you're not here permanently yet.
yeah, I don't like the sound of any of that either.
Well, you entered into service as a lawful bounty hunter of Pit Fiend of the 7th Inferior
The
Court.
Pit Fiend, is that why I'm here? He left me, okay? I was in a woods. He was all like, hey, I'm big and bad. And I'm like,
sorry.
I'm kind of dealing
Listen,
with some stuff
it looks
right
like
now.
you haven't been informed of your circumstances.
Apparently.
One of your bounties is in contest.
Which one? Oh, God damn it.
Well, let's see here. You've been responsible for a lot of deaths during your time in the mortal realm, but there was one whom you mocked that is in contest now by Gaggle Cracks the Pestilent. Apparently he claims that death by famine is what has taken the so-called Bandit King of the Western Wastes, and was not your actions that led to their death. Instead, it was dehydration. The court has been in contest for 4 days while waiting to find you so that the punishment could be levied upon the Bandit King of the Western Wastes, who goes by the mortal name Yalbrak. If you think our names are bad. Anyway, so you're just here to answer a few questions with your witnesses to ascertain that you did in fact properly eliminate this mortal, rather than dehydration before Gagglethrax the Pestilent.
McGraggle crack his face open.
I should mention that trial by combat is an available option. Wouldn't suggest it, but you can always go toe to toe with Gagglethrax the Pestilent if you want. There aren't many people who are friends of Asmodeus who are used to being attacked by mortals, so I would relish the chance to watch your soul burn forever.
Well, you've been less than helpful, so I appreciate your time.
What do you mean I've been less than helpful? Would you like to lodge a complaint? Is there any part you haven't... You are fully entitled to understand the situation you are in. If you have further questions, I'm here to answer them. I would never want you to not be fully cognizant of your sovereign rights over your own soul.
No, I have a fair idea of what this is about.
Then don't complain. I've made the offer several times here, as required by infernal law.
So it's just the one guy. That's why I've been summoned.
That's the only one that's in contest right now. Yeah, should there be more contests? Is there something I need to know about? We can update the Grand Judge.
No, lead the way. Let's get this
Okay.
over with. We've got a job to do.
All right, I need an honest answer to what each of your characters' greatest fears are.
I think you already know mine.
Yeah, I don't know. It's tough because halflings have the brave trait. They're technically fearless, but I mean, there's still things that she would be uncomfortable with.
Losing Sparky, maybe?
All right, let's go to Godric. This is a guy who's got to have a fear.
Aside from falling, I think it's being sent or having to return home before like being exonerated. Going home before like being able to clear his name. Or before being like welcomed back into society.
Veneria, what's your greatest fear?
Probably a void of nothing. No sound, no music, no joy, no light.
I have
Just
some
endless.
variations on some of this stuff because some of these things would be hard to pull off in the tunnel of greatest fears.
Yeah.
So, the first thing you see is an open field burning and trees being cut down and chopped into bridges. The animals of the world being driven forth and dying. Many species being eliminated as you walk forward. The world itself being consumed by the concept of civilization and industry.
Ah.
As you continue to walk forward, dwarves begin walking beside you, and none of them have faces. They are unable to look upon any of you. And there is, just in the center of the tunnel out of nowhere, a statue of Godric Deepbottom, but it has no face either. You continue to walk, and it's flames, burning buildings, graves, more burning buildings, people begging for their lives. No, please! I didn't do anything! No! What are you doing? As someone falls from an airship. Just watch them drop into the darkness of the night. I will remind you, all of you heard about that, but none of you know what happened to that guy.
To kind of add on to that last part, they'd probably be like flames encircling my immediate family. They kind of seen my husband and son get burned before, but just like the face of my child, like screaming, "Mommy," and then just flame coming.
Your husband is not present in this.
Oh, okay.
His absence is conspicuous. You would think he would be here.
Right.
Gwyneria, as you continue to walk forward, you see a collection of people you would think are bards, but they're all dressed entirely in black, joyless. They are handing out sending stones that when you tap them, they will play music. And people are running forward. They're going, please, please, I want to hear something. And course. You wish to attain joy, happiness? The song is here. But hand over your coin and you can once again experience the light of life. And you realize you're looking at the end state of evil bards. Complete control over information, complete control over music and history. A reign in the shadows that would never end. You arrive in solid oak pews, almost church-like, Romanade columns of stone and marble, a judge's bench upon which sits a cloaked figure with a like bird mask and glowing red eyes. I am the Grand Judge. You are Tanira and witnesses, yes. I already know the answer. You are present here of your own free will. I already know the answer to that as well. Sorry, I can see several seconds into the future. Yes. No. You will be given a stipend for your travels here.
Well, there's one good thing.
It's 50 gold for your appearances here.
And if we win, do we get more?
There is no winning or losing in the 7th Inferior Court of Hell. All present, but I always lose. I am the only winner.
All right. So, let's get this underway.
The Bandit King of the Western Wastes appears in the in the witness stand. He does not look good. He looks like someone who died of dehydration. He croaks, "Oh, for centuries I have tormented and suffering, waiting for this." And the Grand Judge just goes, yes, of course, time dilation and all that. It's only been like 7 days since you arrived here. Calm down. Your suffering will be endless due to your foul deeds. Please, can anyone end my torment? I repent my sins. I treated them well. They know I treated them well. I gave them food.
You barely fed them. You sent them to hard labor and took them from their homes.
That one guy had a very rotten arm, had to be amputated. I mean, that's not care.
The Grand Judge turns to look at Yalbrack and says, "This all seems like it was already in your record. They speak the truth. Your suffering will be eternal until you repent. You seem nowhere near for that. Just enjoy your reprieve from pain for a few brief moments." The court summons Gagglethrax the Pestilent. Essentially like a grasshopper with butterfly wings, carrying a scythe, shows up and says, "I am the pestilence of famine. I arrive to claim a soul which rightfully belongs to me." "Oh, so this is Tanira. I can see what he sees in you. I'd say 6.5.
Is he going to show up, or is it just you?
So Gagglethrax the Pestilence says, "Show up. You really don't understand, do you?" Anyway, it is your case here to prove that you, through your actions, killed this man rather than famine. Make your case before the Grand Judge. And the Grand Judge goes, "You will not order witnesses or subjects of inquiry in my court, Gagglethrax the Pestilence. You will serve another 5 years before redemption." And like something inky and black comes out of Gagglethrax. He goes, "No, please, no, no." Okay, all right, it's fine now. It's fine. It's not fine.
I believe it was both. It was my hand that clasp his arm to keep him there. I felt the sentence warranted the actions that he betrayed on these people. It was through my actions, and yes, famine is what killed him, but if I had not acted and judged what his punishment should have been, he would have been set free.
The Grand Judge just says, well, it can't be both. That's utterly unacceptable. We're going to have to come to a compromise here. Witnesses, do any of you have anything to say for the offense or the defense?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
All right,
Kendricks,
you don't
go
have to
first.
raise hands. Simply present yourself before the court.
Yeah,
Kendricks, after you.
No, you go first. You go first.
Oh.
You're the more
Do
eloquent one.
not waste my time!
So rude.
Someone didn't get lunch.
Did you just rebuke the Grand Judge of the 7th Inferior Court of Hell?
How many
Stated a fact.
courts
You
are
don't like it, that's not my problem.
You
Damn it.
feel something leave you, Guineria, as something inky and black leaves you. The punishment has been levied. 5 years of your life. Do not upset the court again. You may be long-lived, elf, but you are not immortal.
Famine. Famine means dearth, no food. That is not how this so-called High King of the Western Wastes perished. Dehydration is not famine.
It's Bandit King of the Western Wastes!
Wherever you are. Yes. Yelbrick.
Yalbrek!
Yelbrick, you died because you
Existence is paid!
had no water, no ale, no wine, no drink. Yes? That is not famine. So a claim of famine, when clearly it was dehydration, two different things.
All right,
So
you're
I
going to
think
need to make a persuasion check to convince the Infernal Court that dehydration and famine are not related concepts. I will remind you that this is a skill. Technically, it's called an ability check with a skill modifier. You are at disadvantage because you're exhausted.
exhausted? Fuck, what a way to go to court, man.
All right, well, disadvantage it is.
Oh,
Not like either
Ooh.
roll was good. A 3 and an 8. Ugh. But 8. 8 is the total with modifiers.
Yeah, the Grand Judge is just like, no, I'm willing to accept that dehydration falls upon the pestilence, famine, axis.
May
You
I
seem
make?
tired.
Yes.
Oh, weird.
Do you need a rest?
you mean like now?
Yes, we could offer one in exchange for goods or services.
What goods and services?
Well, how about a year of service in hell?
Nah, we're good.
You're already going to be here for some time.
Who, me?
Yes.
What? Why? Has a verdict been reached that I haven't known about?
What? So the Grand Judge has only moved their head so far. The shadows in the room deepen, and its body, rather than get wider, gets thinner as it stands up, but stand is not the correct word. It sinuously rises 12 feet into the air until it is basically a thin black line with the crow mask coming out from under the hood and says, "You have killed many innocent mortals through your actions, mortals that were not yours to claim. You have altered destiny, derided fate, and damned your own soul. Though you reclaim lives and years through your work as a bounty hunter, there is much you must repent for before you may be judged once more a pure soul, able to pass on into the higher realms."
Those people had what was coming to them.
It is your belief in a thing like this that proves that you are one of us.
I'm no one. I'm myself.
You are damn. Back down to normal size. And that's fine here because we appreciate the growth industry. Bringing us souls early really works for us. And, you know, we need to keep jobs around here. We need people like you to continue tormenting and showing the redemptive path. Thank you for all that you do.
May I make a statement?
Of course, please. I believe you wanted to contest the claim of famine earlier, please.
Can I ask the deceased some questions?
Of course.
Sorry, Bandit King with the Western Wastes. What was the last thing Tanera did to you before we left?
I can no longer remember well. It's literally been hundreds of years of agony and torment at the hands of devils dancing around me, cavorting as they carve pieces of my flesh, taunting me with pitchers of cold ale.
I can assist you. Do you recall Tanera chaining you to the wall as you had chained others?
Yes.
What would you have done if she hadn't done that?
Oh, I don't know, maybe gone north and begged the sinister lady for assistance, or at the very least so she'd stop trying to hurt me.
I would put it to the judge that Tanera's last action with this man consigned him to certain death. I mean, if she stabbed somebody, does she need to fear that a devil of blood loss might actually claim his soul rather than her?
Devil of blood loss, that's ridiculous. That's a good one, though. We should work on unleashing a new line. Feel that they might overtake the line of war, though. Could be a problem. And like he enters into a short conversation with Gagglethrax, and they both agree that that should be stricken from the record. It could very well upset the hierarchy of hell forever. I'm gonna give you advantage on this, but you already have disadvantage, so you can just make a normal persuasion roll.
No worries.
Or almost upsetting the balance of hell.
No way,
Amazing.
dude.
Oh, no, wait. Hey!
Hey!
Unreal.
Halfling
Motherfucking halflings. Get out of my courtroom! You don't deserve to be here! For the folks at home, this motherfucker rolled a 1, and then because he's a halfling, he re-rolled it and got a natural 20. The grand judge just goes, okay, well, yeah, that really settles it for me. Godric Deepbottom, do you have any witness statement you'd like to make about the situation?
I was going to point out the same thing that Kithrix pointed out, that if Tanera had not chained the man up, that he had plans on how he was going to survive. So if he knew how to survive, but the thing that stopped him from that was from doing his from surviving was that he was chained up, then her manner of execution still consigned the man to death.
Okay, this court accepts a causal argument. We find in defense of the defendant, Tanera. May all praise the great Asmodeus, Gagglethrax of Pestilence. You are dismissed and hereby charged 50 years of service for bothering the court. A huge amount of black liquid as Gagglethrax is like viciously snapping around, screaming at Tanera, like trying to approach Tanera to kill you with the scythe, and is being like dragged back. At the end of it, they pump out of existence, and the grand judge is just like, all right, well, that was a tasty meal. Thank you for your service. You will find when you return to your bodies on the material plane, you will have no memory of this, and you will be 50 gold richer. Mysteriously haven't been found in your bag. Thank you so much for your services. Your transit and parking has been validated, and we're going to let you go around the tunnel of your greatest fears to get out. Any questions, or maybe you'd like a visit? Anyone want to make any deals, bargains, sign any contracts? We have some really great offers on wishes right now. Contracts of service, If you want to get a slave, a night slave, we've got one on special.
Can we give you the 50 gold, then I can remember what just happened?
No, absolutely not.
Well, that's all I got. I appreciate you guys helping me out and coming down here and, defending on my behalf.
Yeah, Grand Judge nods. He's like, you're welcome.
No, not you. Anyways.
Did you just insult the Grand Judge of the 7th Inferior Court of Hell?
Oh, sorry. I thought it was the bug thing.
No,
Grasshopper.
He's
My
gone.
bad.
He was dismissed.
All your voices sound the same. Yes. Anyways, I appreciate you guys. And yeah, that's all I got.
I'm like motioning. Side, let's go.
I think this is like an actual it appears like an actual court, so it's reminiscent of the court I was tried in.
It is, but there's only one judge bench instead of 5, and there's no statue of an ancestor behind it.
Gotcha. I think as part of tradition and habit, I bow to the guy before we leave, but I spend no time trying to not keep up with the party.
As you walk away, you hear its voice call out from beneath the mask. Your respect is noted. There are few who show such favor. The 7th Inferior Court of Hell, Godric Deepbottom, may yet call upon a boon from the Grand Judge. If only you could remember.
I think after hearing that, I kind of mumble under my breath, mumble under my breath something about fixing my pickaxe would be the only thing I'd actually ask of anybody right now.
Done.
Do I see my pickaxe get fixed, or do I just
when you
I just
all
wake up?
Step on the Jin's rug, you remember nothing of this, and you have yet to. The last thing you remember is the centaur leaving, and Godric had yet to go over to the plot to write a message on it yet. Didn't need to because the devil hadn't arrived yet. Godric, you have a contiguous memory problem, so I would like you to make a wisdom saving throw.
You can do it. Oh boy. Saves wisdom. I forget. This is disadvantage, right?
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
you don't have disadvantage on saving throws. That would be very
skill
bad.
checks.
Gotcha.
Only ability checks.
Ooh,
thank
thank
God.
God.
You recall your pickaxe. The back head of it was damaged. The head was forged by your father long ago. And of course, the haft was forged by your girlfriend, fiance. You smell the stench of magic coming from it now, of brimstone and sulfur. The back end of it is fixed now, not by steel or any dwarf make. Where once there was a crack on it, there now exists almost like a glowing piece of lava. You can mark down that you have a +1 pickaxe that also does +1d6 fire damage.
Holy shit.
This is now the pickaxe of the Grand Judge.
Sheesh.
Shit.
Sheesh.
No one else remembers any. You all have no memory of the pickaxe being broken. It has always been like this to you, except for Godric. You are like, what the fuck? I broke this a couple hours ago, and now it's like this. Why? You have no idea why. I feel like that's a great place to take our break so that we can get those ads run for the folks at home.
Jesus.
Friends, we did some weird shit. It's only gonna get weirder from here. Happy Halloween.
Damn. That side quest real quick.